Yes, and welcome back to a brand new episode of DUD or SPUD Quickies. So, as I always say in the intro, really quick on these ones, for the show, we always try and do films that we haven't seen before to be generally surprised, blah, blah, blah. Loads of movies I've seen in the past would have been perfect for the show, but we're not going to watch them because, the ones I've seen or the boys have seen, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, this is just a quick one we're going to go through, hence Quickies. Cover 10 films/franchises per episode. Also mention more episodes on Rumble. YouTube's a bit idiotic with the copyright stuff, so if you want more full episodes of DUD or SPUD, go on Rumble because there's ones on there you can't get on YouTube. That out the way, we're going to start off absolutely strong in this, when this has got to be, without doubt, one of my favourite films ever. And I didn't see this when it first came out back in 91. I saw this actually only a few years ago, maybe 2 at best, fairly recently. Me and Hibbs watched it and instantly became fanboys, and we've been on a search of his other movies since. Stone Cold, with none other than Brian Bosworth, Bosby Bosworth action, yeah? This is where kind of it was a great and bad thing, right? Because this is the best he's done. You will not get better Bosby than this. You will not. You've got Lance Henriksen in it, William Forsythe, joins a biker gang undercover, because I think they murdered his family or something on them lines, or someone he knows got murdered, or something, and he's just undercover cop and infiltrating them. Amazing, so over the top. Pretty sure everyone was on at least, I don't know, 10 kilos of cocaine a day. It's just over the top. It's how a film should be. Like, if you're going to make a film, go all out, balls out, and they do. Stone Cold, 100%, guess a SPUD without a shadow of a doubt. Next one we're going to talk about, very, very popular if you're into these bad films. And a few years ago, they made a sequel to this, which they shouldn't have really, but this one is called Manos, Hands of Fate. Now, if you know about this film, you're going to probably know about that weird guy who walks all weird, and he's just weird. What I find out, this dude, I think, for the film, the director, put some metal braces on his back to make him look all weird, but he was, generally on acid when he was shooting this film, and he kept it in the film, absolutely need to watch it for that alone, right? Just that scene. You'll know what I'm talking about if you've seen them. Go on YouTube, just type in Manos, Hands of Fate, and you can literally see the best parts of the movie. However, overall, as bad as the film is, this is one of them films you're like, oh my god, they actually done this. It did come out in 1966, but still, you're like, what? It's notoriously bad. It is one of them ones that's very well known. And although I had a hell of a laugh watching it for the one guy in particular, it's a dud. I think I've only ever watched this once, and I won't put myself through it again. I'll watch that guy on YouTube every now and then just to laugh, but that's about it. Quickly then, 2018, they did Manos Returns. I think it was a daughter of the original director, it might have been. I might be wrong on this, but I think it was a family member. Some of the original actors come back in. Not going to talk no more about it. Don't bother, right? So the next ones we're going to talk about, I'm going to talk about 2 of these. They're not sequels to each other, but it's got the same actor, and they might have the same directors, or it feels like the same team, but these are great films, these are. Comedy, funny as hell, really good fight scenes, just cartoonish. So you're watching a cartoon in real life, but then at points it gets a bit quite dark. You're like, okay. Kung Fu Hustle, that came out in 2004. Shaolin Soccer then, which actually came out before that in 2001. But yeah, the both of them, I think Kung Fu Hustle is probably slightly better if you were going to make me choose, but they're both fantastic films, hell of a laugh, everyone on set had fun making these, can't recommend them enough, both get the SPUDs, straight up. Now, another one I'm going to talk about here, I don't know anyone else who's seen this film personally. Again, me and Hibbs, been on a mad Brian Thompson binge. He is one of the greatest actors in my opinion ever, he's incredible. So we had to watch everything he's ever done, as you can understand. So I came across this one called American Terror that came out in 2014. Now on the cover, which you're going to see there, a guy looks like, he's in leathers and wearing, I don't know, was it like a plague kind of mask? I think it looks more gimpy in the film, from what I remember. There's a bit more of that, but that's actually played by Brian Thompson. Now, I'd think, yeah, Brian Thompson being a murderer, amazing, my kind of film. He's hardly really in it, you know what I mean? It doesn't ever really fully show his face. It kind of shows the back of him, so you know it's Brian Thompson's if you know, but if you didn't know he was in this film, you might not really know, if you know what I mean? He does have a dad bod at one point. You're like, okay, that's probably Brian Thompson now, being it is 2014. But, yeah, unfortunately over this, nowhere near enough Brian Thompson in it. He was the only good part of it. When he was crazy, he was quite funny. But besides that, it was just awful overall, really. If they had got him in the film more, and took advantage of having him in the film, probably would have potentially got a SPUD, but nah. Right, a huge classic, this one now. Came out in 1981, called Burial Ground. In the UK over here, I bought it back in the day as the Zombie Dead, part of the, what was that, the Vimco series where they were like video nasties, all that sort of stuff. Incredible. This is easily one of my favourite zombie films, like this, The Beyond, Zombie Flesh Eaters, the original. I think it's going to be between them three. Like, if I really think about it, there might be another one I'll pull out the bag. But yeah, this is easily in my top of zombie films. Awkward as hell, the acting. Zombies taking 4 years to walk up to people while they just scream in the corner and don't even bother fighting back. Loads of that. Good zombie effects, very gory. I like that. But this has got this fucked up relationship with this kid and his mother, who's not a kid, because when he filmed, he was like a 30-year-old midget, and they just made him try and play a kid. It looks, you know what I mean? It's creepy, and he's got an incestuous relationship with his mother, which is hilarious, because, like, I won't say much, but there's a part where he's like trying to, I think he's like grab his mum's tits or suck her tit, and she's like, no, slaps him, and he runs away, and then she's all sorry and wants him back. It's fucked up, but it's hilarious.
Love you so much. I need to feel you near me. I need to touch you. When I was a baby, you always used to hold me to your breast. I loved your breast so much, Mama.
Michael!
What's wrong? I'm your son!
Michael!
I've also played a game recently called Knights at the Gates of Hell, and they fully play up on that relationship thing, and the character's name is Charles, and they're like, you're not even a kid, you're a man, and then he's sucking on his mum tits in one scene.
Come, Charles, it is your dinner time.
Yes, Mommy.
Now, I think it's important that we need to keep our guard, because I have a bad feeling that... Will you kindly shut the hell up back there?
So play that game as well, because it's based off all this stuff. But Burial Ground, aka The Zombie Dead, aka numerous other names. Guess it's SPUD. Great film, classic, even till this day. Right, the next one I'm going to talk about, I only watched this recently. It's one called Shrunken Heads. It came out in 1994. I don't think it's any real big actors. It's a Charles Band film. The actor-wise, I don't think there's many I'm too familiar with. Massive letdown, this. I love Full Moon Pictures and all that sort of stuff. And he was like, oh, I've never seen it. The cover looks wicked with the three, like, kids' heads there. But yeah, he was an 18, and I don't get why. It could have passed as a 12, maybe even a PG if they just cut one or two scenes out. It was really, like, just... Oh man, like, when you thought it was going to be more gory, it wasn't. I'm not saying you have to be gory, but it just felt like a very kiddie horror film to me. It felt like a Goosebumps episode just put into a movie, really, which I don't mind. If I watch this younger, I might have liked it, because I only watched this recently. It's just like, yeah, I've watched loads of Full Moon Pictures, and you would have let down. Some people like it. Some of the actors were alright in that, but overall, compared to the other ones, weren't a fan of it. I won't watch it again, Shrunken Heads. Right, here we go. Madness. If you want absolute madness now, all the reviews I've seen about this is like crazy, so I had to watch it myself. Watched it a couple of years back. Came out in 1974, called Zardoz. Sean Connery film. Yeah, there's loads of symbolic meanings. I've read about people saying the deeper meanings of this, which does kind of make sense with some of it, but it's a mind boggle of a film. Sean Connery's hilarious in his little tiny, like, sparkling grey fucking pant outfit thing, wearing pants. They going around like kind of, they don't really, it's weird, like, these women catch him, 'cause he's the only guy or something, and they want to learn from him. And then, I don't know, it's probably like a billion meanings you can take from this film, but it's hell of a ride, so it got a SPUD for me, because I just say, have a few drinks, watch it. You won't come out of it understanding it first watch, I highly doubt. If you do, fair enough, but I doubt you will. Just take it for what it is, enjoy the ride. Look at it a bit like a Razorhead, don't expect to understand it all in one go. Right, next one is a trilogy. I won't say too much about this. I really liked the idea of it when I first heard about it, and I did see this a good while ago when it first came out. First one came out in 2002. They made another two. Apparently there's a fourth one coming out this year in 2022. Toons trilogy, right? Oh man, cool idea in a way. You know, it says itself as a Terratoons thing. It's like incorporating cartoon and like puppets more than anything, but they bring them in a real world, and it tries to be zany and wacky, like over the top, like little cartoon guy's gonna kill you, like. But like the effects are like awful. Like, here we go. I'll give an example. This effect I'm gonna do on me right now. Oh, it's probably just as good, if not better, than any of them in Toons, like what I just did there. So, it was an hard one. It was like, I tried to like it, but I think by the second one, I was like, why am I putting myself through this? But I did watch all 3 of them, and I think by the end of the 3rd, I was like, yeah, headache, I'll never watch these again. Sorry, mate, I don't know why you're making a 4th one. Don't do it. Right, last but one. This one here, a few people have heard this. I've only recently watched this, and it came out a while ago. Got some amazing actors in it. Bruce Campbell, of course. It's got David Carradine in it as well. And this one's called Sundown, The Vampire in Retreat. Came out in 1989. Comedy horror kind of film. Yeah, quite enjoyed this one. A lot of the side characters, they're all like in a back end town with all vampires, and they like punching people's heads off. So it's very over the top, but funny. Bruce Campbell gets involved up there. He's not like the main guy, I wouldn't say. David Carradine, I think, is the main vampire, if I remember right in this. But yeah, it was a fun one. I think they could have maybe had Bruce Campbell in a little bit more, but regardless, definitely a fun film. Didn't take itself seriously. Enjoyed it for what it was. So I give Sundown, The Vampire in Retreat, SPUD. Most certainly. Right, now the last one, here we go. We started off with a banger, we're ending on a banger. I've seen loads of people hating this. Now, you're crazy. If you hate this film, you crazy, son. You crazy. One of the funniest films I've possibly ever seen. It's not supposed to be a comedy in any way. Directed by Fred Durst of Limp fucking Bizkit, yes. Starring John Travolta, and John Travolta plays up to this role. It's called The Fanatic. It came out in 2019. He's like an obsessed, crazed fan of Devon Sawa, the guy who was in Final Destination. He's obsessed with him. He becomes kind of stalkerish to him, but he's a crazy guy. But it is amazing, basically, because John Travolta lets loose. Like, you know, I think Fred Durst went, look, do what you want to do. I'm not going to hold back. And John Travolta doesn't hold back. Loads of people hated this film and like, it's so terrible and that. But honest to God, every time I watch it, I'm pissing myself laughing. Absolute hilarious film, even though it's not supposed to be. John Travolta, don't stop doing shit like this. Please don't. You make me laugh. This film actually gets really dark at the end. Like, super like, oh man, that's fucking hell. You know what I mean? But not like really dark. So no, just a bit like, didn't expect that. But overall, everyone I've showed to this, we've had a hell of a laugh watching it. It's one of my go-tos. If you're ever like, what should we watch? Fanatic? Yeah, but it's like that every time. So funny, so good. Not meant to be, but incredible. All the SPUDs under the sun, even though it's not meant to. You know what I mean? It's kind of like not meant to be funny. It is. It's great. So I give it all the SPUDs. If you think it's a shit film, man, like you just don't get the humour. It's just and it's perfectly unintentionally funny. It is a perfect example. It came out in 2019, a modern day one. Perfect. But yeah, I'll keep it quick at that. Hence, SPUD Quickies. Next episode, I'll probably smash out at the end of a week or something like that. I'm going to hopefully do another SPUD with Hibbs, and maybe if I can get Ripper, I'm going to try and get him back involved in it soon. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed. As I said, just go through these quick. What's your thoughts? Tell me in the comments below. Is there certain ones you said, nah, you crazy Maniacal Mac for liking that? You crazy. Maybe it is. Let me know below if you think so anyway. All the best. Peace out.
Maniacal Mac.